Today we're talking about a technique that I have been using for a few years now. I think I first heard of it from Agnès Vivorelli, and it has brought me amazing results. So this you can use to get basically anything you want, from job promotion to contact to a date, someone to declare themselves to you, someone to change their minds. You can use this with family, friends, love interests, co-workers. You can use this in so many different scenarios. It's amazing. But before I get into it, hello everyone. If you're new here, my name is Al. Welcome to my channel. And if you're in need of coaching, go to my description box. All information is there. But right now, let's get into today's topic. So I'm going to start this video with my first tip. Whenever you are manifesting something that feels important to you, something that you really want, it's important for you to use these techniques that you hear online first on other things or other people that you don't have any resistance towards. It could be friends, family, anyone that you don't really care about if you get results or not. Because when you do the techniques, and you are wondering, is it working? Is it getting me anywhere? Is that movement? Then you are in a lack mentality. Then you are going to see the reflection of that lack in the 3D because this is your state, the state you're in. When you build up that confidence, when you can push through by knowing, I have done this with other people and it worked. So it's going to work in this case too, okay? When you have that confidence, then you are going to get the results that you want because deep within, you know it works. Most recently, I used this technique with my friend, my best friend, and a little bit to her. She is an amazing woman, but a little bit chaotic, a little bit all over the place, So whenever we plan to meet up, I am the one doing the planning. First, because I enjoy planning things. And the second thing is because if I don't do it, it's going to be dragged into eternity. And in this situation, I was like, you know what? Let's turn this around. This time, she is the one who's going to plan. It's something that is completely out of character. And sometimes I do these things just to keep me motivated. Okay, it's important for us, conscious manifestor, to see these results, to see that we can change how people are portraying themselves in the 3D by changing our idea of who they are, okay? So in this situation, I went into my imagination, I imagined my friend, I whispered into her ear, plan a girls' night out for you and Al. And I repeated it a few times until I felt like, yes, it's happening. And after that, I moved on with my day. A week later, she called me and she was like, hey, I was thinking about you. Let's go out next week. And I knew at that moment, okay, it is unfolding. And she was like, there is this restaurant and I would like to grab some drinks and then we could go there. What about this day? What about this time? And I was like, completely out of character for her, okay? And after we talked on the phone, she actually sent me a screenshot. We got reservation. It's going to be an amazing evening. And I was talking to someone that also knows her about it. And the person was like, oh my God, this is so out of character. What is happening? Is the world ending? Because, it's very well known that she isn't really the kind of person to make plans, okay? But it was such a nice experience that I said, let's talk about the whisper technique. Before we talk about the technique, there are a few things that I typically do before I get into the technique. And one thing is to calm down my mind. Always, before I do any technique, I calm down my mind. Because it's important for you to disconnect from your story right now. You know, when you're doing your technique, you have to feel like you are the best version of yourself. You are the version of you that you want to be. Okay, so you can do this by counting down from 200 to 0, meditating, or doing square breathing. Anything that helps you to calm down what is going on in your mind, that you are not thinking the same thoughts, that you are not thinking about what's going on right now. You are just relaxed and in peace. Okay. The second thing that I do is I imagine myself as being the version of me who is abundant, expansive, confident, you know, a goddess. So whenever I do this, I don't do this technique as a ghost of myself, the person that I am in the 3D. I do this as consciousness. Okay, so I imagine that I'm not this person that I am right now. I am connected to everything and everyone. So when I'm whispering something into someone's ear, at the same time I feel like this is what they are thinking. This is what they want. This is what they're going to do, you know. But of course, you can do this by imagining that you are yourself, just the best version of yourself. There's no problem if you decide to do it this way. The next step is the imaginal act itself. So you would imagine that that person you are visualizing is at the place and doing the things that they would do at that time of the day, okay? So if it's typical for that person to be at work that time, imagine that they are at work. That's what I did. My friend is a physiotherapist, so I imagine her at her clinic. If you know that person is somewhere else, imagine them somewhere else. It doesn't really matter. If you don't know how it looks like that, allow your imagination to play free, okay? It's not about the room, it's not about where they are, it's just about the person. So imagine them on computer, imagine them at university, whatever they could be. Then, when you have the setting where this is happening, you are going to enter the room. And as we talked about, we can enter the room as this translucid version of us, okay, like a ghost-like figure, or you can do this as I typically do. I like to feel connected with everything that is there. Basically, I enter the room as consciousness. I don't see any feature, okay? You head to the person and you whisper in their ear what you want to experience in the 3D. It could be, for an example, in my situation, I would say, you are thinking about Elle all day long. You want to call her. Or I could say, you miss her, you miss Elle so much. You need to see her. Or another example would be, you appreciate Elle so much. You want to give her a promotion. Many different scenarios, okay? You can go with whatever you want to manifest. But you are going to repeat that sentence a few times until you feel comfortable and sure that that is what you are going to experience, okay? And then you leave the room, basically. Another thing that I like to do is I like to imagine that I feel, when I leave the room, I feel so satisfied with what happened, and I tell myself, it's done. There is nothing else to do. It already is my reality. This is something that I do extra that you can do too. So to finish this video, I would like to give you another tip, okay? And it is to do this for the fun of it. Enjoy it. Have fun with this exercise, because you don't want to put what you're doing on a pedestal, okay? And also, when you do it for the fun of it, you're not going to overthink. So you're just going to relax. When you finish the exercise, it's done. You can go about your day doing whatever you're doing, and you don't have to think about this because it's done. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, give me a like, subscribe to my channel. We are going to talk soon. Bye, guys.